Time now for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello, and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting ready to bring you the Colfax Vikings, who will be taking on the Spring Valley Cardinals from Colfax High School. The Vikings have a Dunn-St Croix Conference record of 2 wins and 7 losses, while the Cardinals are sporting a conference record of 4 wins and 7 losses. The Vikings are coming off an 18-0 drubbing at the hands of the Durand, Arkansas Panthers on Monday, while the Cardinals are coming off Tuesday's 27-0 pounding at the hands of the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now, coming up in today's bullpen show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players in Viking Profile. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Dunn-St Croix Conference to see how things stand. And finally, we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school baseball. All of that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to the Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV. Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. Now, the Vikings are looking to eliminate the nasty memories of their 18-0 loss suffered at the hands of the Durand, Arkansas Panthers on Monday, while the Cardinals are coming off a 27-0 loss to the Mondovi Buffaloes on Tuesday. Now, in the Viking loss to Durand, Arkansas Panthers, the Vikings fell into a deep hole, giving up 9 runs in the first 2 innings and had absolutely no answer for the Panthers pitcher Brett Breedung. Rob Holman and Caleb Bailey were the first 2 hitters for the Vikings and led off with singles each. But that was the only offense the Vikings could muster, as Breedung only allowed 1 more base runner when Chase Albright drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Now, on the mound, Caleb Bailey had a rough start as he took the loss, giving up 9 runs, 8 of which were earned, including 2 home runs to the Panthers' Jacob Paschal. He was relieved in the 3rd inning by Jimmy Hobein, who didn't fare much better as he gave up 9 runs. However, only 4 of those were earned. Now, the Spring Valley Cardinals are coming off a 27-0 loss to the Mondovi Buffaloes on Tuesday. The Cardinals come into today's game with a conference record of 4-7, which currently has them in 6th place in the Dunn-St Croix. Now, the top hitter at the plate is senior Toby Schaefer, who's hitting at a .250 pace, including a double. He's followed by senior Will Biggs, who's swinging the bat for a .231 average, including a double. Now, on the mound, the Cardinals are being led by Biggs, who has an ERA of 1.62 and an opponent batting average of a mere 141, with 36 strikeouts in 21 2/3 innings pitched. He's followed by senior Wyatt Smith, who has an ERA of 1.43 in 14 2/3 innings pitched, with a strikeout per inning average of over 1 per inning. Now, the last time these 2 teams met was back on April 21st, when the Cardinals defeated the Vikings 4-2 in Spring Valley. The leading hitter for the Vikings was Rob Holman, who went 2 for 3 and a walk, and Grant DeMoe drove in a run on a double. Now, taking the loss on the mound was Caleb Bailey. For the Cardinals, the leading hitter was Toby Schaefer, who went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a double. Will Biggs also went 2 for 3. Picking up the win for the Cardinals was Biggs, who went 5 2/3 innings. Now, for the Vikings thus far this season, leading the way at the plate is Jimmy Hobein, who's hitting at a .345 average with 7 runs scored and 8 RBI. Right behind him is Rob Holman, who's swinging the bat for a .320 average, including a double and 7 runs scored. Ryan Nichols rounds out the Vikings hitting over 300 with a .316 batting average, which includes a home run. On the mound, Caleb Bailey leads the way, compiling a 1-4 record with 25 innings pitched. He has an ERA of 6.75 and a whip of 2.48 while striking out 31. He's followed by Jimmy Hobein, who has a record of 0-3 in 19 1/3 innings pitched, with an ERA of 6.51 and a whip of 2.90. Ryan Nichols has a record of 1-1 in 7 2/3 innings pitched, along with a whip of 3.39. Rob Holman has a 0-0 record with a save and an ERA of 2.63. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on NLWN-TV.
When tech goes on the fritz and frustration kicks in, Sladen's technology where you trust he can. From nowhere to backups, we've got what you need. Call us up, we'll plant the seed. Sladen's on the way, your heroes in disguise. For businesses large and small, we're the ultimate prize. 715-864-2833, get the IT help you desire. Call 715-864-2833 today.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Jimmy Hobein, who's a freshman here at Colfax High School. And Jimmy, we know that you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm playing travel ball in Eau Claire, and I play football here too.
Okay. And when did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
I started playing baseball when I was 6 in Menominee, and it was, t-ball, so it wasn't that fun. We came to Colfax, and it was really fun.
All right. So what's the most important thing that you've learned playing baseball?
Just have fun with it.
That's a pretty important thing.
Yes.
So when you're not playing baseball or you're not doing school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I don't really know, honestly. I just go outside and play, usually blitzball or stuff, wiffle ball, stuff like that.
Okay, we've got some signature questions for you. First of all, pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
And what kind of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Of course. That's the standby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
Barbecue sauce, maybe some mayo and some bacon.
That sounds like an interesting burger. Okay. All right. Your favorite color and why?
Blue. I don't know why. It's just my favorite color.
That works. Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Invisibility. Nobody can see me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. And, of course, if you have the invisibility superpower, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Jimmy's superhero name?
Invisi homeschool. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay. All right. And is there a baseball player that you admired as you've been growing up that's kind of inspired the way you play?
Yeah, I like Derek Jeter. I like the way he played the game, and he's always out there giving 100% and everything.
Okay. Have you been to a major league game?
Yeah, one. I was like 8. I don't really remember it.
And so you don't have any vivid memories of anything in that game?
I remember Eric Thames hitting a 2-run bomb.
Well, that would do it.
Yeah.
Those are spectacular. Okay, we're talking with Jimmy Hobein today on Viking Profile. And what are your plans for when you're done with high school?
Probably keep playing ball.
Okay. All right. How about a shout out to the family?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Colton and Turner.
And when people come to Viking games, what number are you going to be wearing, and where are we going to find you on the field?
I'll be wearing number 15, I think. Nope, 12. And then left field and pitcher, I think.
Okay. We want to thank Jimmy Hobein for joining us today on Viking Profile. And coming up next, more of the Bullpen Show.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas, is your destination for your next fishing or hunting adventure. With 20 rooms available including condos and RV spots, Sunset House Motel and RV Park is the place where outdoor sports people stay when they're looking for fishing and hunting adventures. Sunset House Motel and RV Park is located only a few blocks from the dock and is within walking distance to all the local restaurants. Call them at 956-944-2182 to book your stay. That's Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today, the Vikings will be taking on the Spring Valley Cardinals in a Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup. Now, on Monday, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference had 4 conference games scheduled, including the Durand, Arkansas Panthers defeating the Colfax Vikings 18-0, while the Spring Valley Cardinals were topped by the Boyceville Bulldogs 10-3, and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, they faced the Clear Lake Warriors, with the Hilltoppers coming away with the 12-4 victory. It was also the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs traveling to Mondovi to take on the Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes came out on top 16-4. Then on Tuesday, there were 2 Dunn-St. Croix Conference games, with the Spring Valley Cardinals being pummeled by the Mondovi Buffaloes 27-0, and the Clear Lake Warriors being topped by the Durand, Arkansas Panthers 14-1. Now that left the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings as follows. The 9-0 Durand, Arkansas Panthers are in first place, while the 7-1 Boyceville Bulldogs are just a game and a half back in second place. The Mondovi Buffaloes at 8-2 are in third, just a game and a half out, while the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs are 4.5 games back in fourth. And in fifth place, we find the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Spring Valley Cardinals sit in sixth. In seventh place are the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, while the Colfax Vikings are in eighth, and ninth place belongs to the Clear Lake Warriors. Today, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference has 3 games scheduled. Those include the Spring Valley Cardinals visiting the Colfax Vikings, while the Clear Lake Warriors play host to the Boyceville Bulldogs. It will be the Glenwood City Hilltoppers traveling to Elmwood to face the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Now, the Vikings are looking to put Monday's loss in the rearview mirror and prove that they are a much better team than what they displayed on Monday. So the stage is set for some exciting high school baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we bring you all the action of today's conference matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to The Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Colfax Viking Baseball.
Gather round, hear the sound of summer's heartbeat in the air. Colfax Vikings take the field. with pride that we wear like a glare.
Follow the Vikings all season long as they battle their way through the Dunn-St Croix Conference.
Singles, doubles, triples, and home runs in flight. We're fighting for glory through the starry night. Colfax Vikings rise with heads
Now out to the
held
ballpark
high.
for Colfax Viking baseball.
America's game, we live, we strive. As the sun sets low, we know our faith with heart and pride. We'll always elevate.
And good evening or afternoon, whichever the case may be. Rick Olson here at Colfax High School along with Kalen Olson on the computer, John Fellon's on the camera, and we're getting ready to bring you the 2-7 Colfax Vikings playing host to the 4-7 Spring Valley Cardinals. Today's Colfax Viking baseball game is being brought to you by American Yard Restoration, Anderson Bridges, Cardinal Glass in Menominee, the Chippewa Valley Museum in Eau Claire, the Colfax High School Booster Club, the Concierge Home Decor and more, Dairy State Bank, Clucas Electric, Logslet Plumbing, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, and SK Screen Printing and Embroidery, and don't forget the Viking Bowl here in Colfax. Make sure you thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking baseball. It's Parents' Day today here at Colfax High School, and just a few moments ago, they had an on-field ceremony recognizing the players' parents and all the support they've given the kids throughout the season. Taking a look at the starting lineups for today's game. First of all, for the visiting Spring Valley Cardinals, leading off playing shortstop is Jake Hannock. Batting second and catching is Colin Dykehouse. Batting third, playing center field, is Will Biggs. Batting fourth, playing first base, Mason Winger. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Toby Schaefer. Batting sixth and second base, Milo Schaefer. Batting seventh and pitching, Braden Gregg. Batting eighth, playing left field, Asher Turner. Batting ninth and playing right field is Wyatt Smith. Playing third base but not batting is Boomer Boone. Now, Braden Gregg is on the mound. He's got an 0-1 record in 9 innings pitched with a 5.44 earned run average with 12 strikeouts in those 9 innings. For the Vikings, leading off playing center field is Rob Holman. Batting second at shortstop is Caleb Bailey. Batting third at first base, Orion Nichols. Batting fourth and pitching is Jimmy Hobine. Batting fifth, playing left field, is Grant Palowitz. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Logan Hedela. Batting seventh at first base is Chase Albright. Batting eighth at second base, Grant Cook. Batting ninth and catching is Grant DeMoe. Out in right field but not batting is Grant Paulus. On the mound will be Jimmy Hobine. He's got an 0-3 record in 19 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 6.51 ERA. And in that 19 1/3 innings, he has a real nice strikeout ratio. He has 30 strikeouts in 19 1/3 innings. And he's making the stroll out to the mound, but discovers it's a lot easier to play the game if you have a ball. So he now has it. Well, now he has it. He comes out of the dugout with it. And we'll have the start of today's game right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Jimmy Holbein taking his warm-up tosses on the mound. Umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate calling balls and strikes, we have Larry Osman, and out on the bases is Paul Osman. Seems to me we've seen these guys, one or both of them, doing Cavalier games in the summer. Speaking of Cavalier games, be sure to join us on Wednesday, the 13th, when we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers. They're going to try to get back on the winning track by hosting the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park. The In the Dugout show will begin at 6:30 p.m., followed by live play-by-play action. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 13th. On NLWN-TV. Vikings will play next on Saturday when they travel to Mondovi to face the Buffaloes. We will not be carrying that game, but be sure to join us here on NLWN-TV on Monday when the Vikings host the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. The bullpen show gets started at 4:30, followed by all the live play-by-play action. Jake Hannock steps to the plate to get things started for the Spring Valley Cardinals. He comes into the game batting 192. Holbein looking in, winds, and the first pitch. Strike called. No balls and one strike. Holbein winds and fires, and that one's popped foul out of play behind the plate. 0-2 is the count to Jake Hannock. In the most recent statistics that we have, swing and a miss for strike 3. Hannock goes down swinging. That's his 10th strikeout of the season. It's going to bring up Colin Dykehouse, the catcher. Batting 174. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He's only struck out a couple of times this year. Holbein looking in, he winds and delivers. That pitch is high, curveball didn't come down in. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the first one out of the strike zone that Holbein's throwing today. He's in his motion and delivers. That's high. That's what I get for talking about being the first one. Then he immediately throws another. There's a shot over to third. Albright picks it up, fire over to first, in time for the out. 2 down, and it's going to bring up Will Biggs, comes into the game batting 231. Biggs is playing center field. He's 6 for 26 on the season. Couple of RBI. He does have a double. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. He struck out 6 times. And there's a fly ball out into center field. Holman moves over, falls in front of him, and safe at first is Biggs. That'll bring up Mason Winger, the first baseman. Winger batting 192. He's got 10 strikeouts. Holbein delivers. Winger shows bunt, fire down to second, and it's close but didn't get him. Pretty good throw that time by Rob Holman, just didn't quite get there in time. No balls and a strike. And time is called. And we are having a block awarded. So that puts Biggs on third. Holbein delivers. That's high for a ball. A ball and a strike. 2 down. Holbein looks in, takes a look at third. And he delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Biggs is on third. We're in the top of the first inning. Pitch is high, counts all even at 2-2. Holbein at the belt. And the 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. The count is now full. With 2 down. And the payoff pitch. Ground ball over to third. Throw over to first. In time. So for the Spring Valley Cardinals, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played a half inning. It's Spring Valley nothing, and the Vikings coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Dreaming of building a new home or cabin? Dairy State Bank construction loans are more flexible than most. If you're still looking for that perfect spot, we offer lot and land financing. Our mortgage lenders get to know you so they can recommend the best financing plan for you. Call, stop in, or visit our online mortgage center to explore options. Let's turn that dream into reality.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Back here at Colfax High School, no score in the bottom of the first inning. We did some checking with the umpire, home plate umpire, Larry Osman, and he explained that the balk was called because Jimmy Holbein started his motion with his hands together. He should have the ball back on his hip when he did not start with that position, and that was the origins of the balk that put Will Biggs over on third, but no harm done because Mason Winger grounded to third and ended the inning. Due up for the Vikings, Rob Holman, Caleb Bailey, and Orion Nichols. Also want to remind you that the Viking girls softball team, their next game will be on Monday when the Vikings play host to the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. First pitch in that game is 5 o'clock over on the softball field. Also, the Viking boys and girls track teams will compete tomorrow in the 7-team Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Invitational at Chautauqua High School. First events begin at 4 p.m. Rob Holman stepping to the plate for the Vikings. He comes into the game batting .320. He's got a 5-game hitting streak going. And the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Went after the high fastball that time. From Braden Gregg. Gregg delivers, and there's a shot right over to first base. And Winger steps on the bag. And Holman is down. Caleb Bailey stepping up, batting .167. The bat is starting to show some signs of life. He was down below 100 for a while. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Greg delivers. Down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Greg fires. That's high for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Caleb Bailey, Ryan Nichols on deck. Wind is blowing out to left field. And the 3-0 pitch. That's a strike. That's the get me over pitch by Braden Gregg.
Let's go, Caleb.
Gregg at the belt, and he delivers. There's a pop foul territory out of play on the right side. The count is now full to Caleb Bailey. One out. Braden Gregg delivers. Inside, ball 4. That's going to bring up Ryan Nichols. Nichols batting .316. And the first pitch is a called strike at the belt. Gregg looks at first, runner goes, throw down to second, and in safely is Caleb Bailey. The pitch was outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. We say the Vikings have a pocket full of aces. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Braden Gregg looks in. And he delivers. That's down low. Counts even at 2-2. Jimmy Holbein on deck. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So Nichols goes down looking for the second out of the inning. Jimmy Holbein steps to the plate. He's leading the team in hitting, batting .345. There's a fly ball out into left field. Got a long ways to run, and getting out there and making the catch is Hannock from his shortstop spot. And the Vikings go down. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. We've played an inning and we're scoreless at Colfax High School on NLWN-TV.
Bridges of tomorrow standing proud and tall for pedestrians and bicycles welcoming home. Snowmobiles racing under the winter's bright sky. Anderson Bridges, where dreams never die. Family owned, with a heart that's sincere, building pathways to the future, year after year.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
And we're back here at Colfax High School, heading into the second inning. And due up for the Spring Valley Cardinals in the top of the second is Toby Schaefer, followed by Milo Schaefer, and then Braden Gregg. Toby Schaefer is a senior, and Milo Schaefer is his younger brother, I believe. He's a sophomore. And they're batting back-to-back in the lineup. Toby Schaefer is the designated hitter today with the Cardinals. Leads the team in batting 250. It's a tall drink of water. Holbein delivers the first pitch. That went down low for a ball. A ball and no strikes. And the pitch. There's a chopper over to first. Nichols takes it himself. And there's one away. Up steps Milo Schaefer, batting 167. He's 4 for 24. And he grounds that one right back to Holbein and over to Nichols. 2 quick outs. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Braden Gregg. Gregg batting 176. And he's 3 for 17. Pitches down low for a ball.
Cactus.
One ball, no strikes, 2 down. We're in the top of the second inning. And swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. And the pitch. Oh, that was called a ball. I'm not sure where it missed, but Larry Osman has a better view than I do. There's a ground ball out into right field for a base hit. So Braden Gregg is on with a single, and it's going to bring up Asher Turner. He's batting .059. A lot of activity going on here at the Lee Bierquist Athletic Complex. We have a courtesy runner going in. Larry Capping is going to be running for Braden Gregg. Not only is there a baseball game going on here, but right past the left and center field fence, the track meet is taking place. And just past the right field fence, there's a girls softball game going on. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Asher Turner. Not to mention some of the field events going on just beyond the softball field. Pole vault, shot put, discus, throw over to first. Back in time is Capping. Holbein looks in. He's at the belt. Pitch is high for a ball. looks in. Now he's at the belt and he delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Coming in is Holman. He can't quite get there in time. It falls in front, and there's a base hit for Turner. 2 runners on. Capping is at second. Turner is at first. Wyatt Smith steps to the plate. He's batting 118. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. And the pitch. Curveball missed. Just missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Jimmy Holbein looking in. And the 2-0 pitch. And that's a strike called. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second. No score. Top of the second inning. Holbein at the belt. And now he delivers. That's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. There's a foul ball out of play off the right side. Wyatt Smith kept watching that, see if he plunked a car with it. Not this time. Runner should be going. Traveling time. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So for the Spring Valley Cardinals, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We have played an inning and a half, and we're still scoreless at Colfax High School on NLWN-TV.
American Yard Restoration, now serving the Colfax area. American Yard Restoration specializes in landscaping services, snow removal and fence installation. Emergency services are available. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call for a free estimate. That's American Yard Restoration at 715-217-3031.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Yeah, I want to remind you that the Northern Light Webcasting Network, our sister station NLWN-2, is very excited to be bringing you Menominee Blue Caps vintage baseball. They play the game by the 1860s rules, which includes no gloves, as well as a few other rule changes. And our first broadcast on NLWN-2 will be on Monday, June 8th, as we bring you the Blue Caps hosting the Rum River Rovers and the Afton Red Sox. That'll be from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Coverage begins on the 8th of June at 7 p.m. on NLWN-2. Leading things off for the Vikings, Grant Palowitz. He'll be followed by Logan Hedela and Chase Albright. Palowitz comes in batting 194. And he chops that one back towards the mound. Scooped up and short by Hannock. Throw to first, wide of the mark. And Palowitz is safe at first.
All right, here we go, Logan. Yeah, Grant. Man on ball now, kid. Go, Logan. You
That was a high hopper. I think they would give him a hit on that. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Logan Hedela, batting an even 200. And the pitch. Runner goes, throw it on to second, and back, and in the time is Palowitz. The pitch was a strike. So no balls, one strike. Greg at the belt, looks at second and delivers. Pitch is inside for a ball. Hedela not afraid to take one for the team either. Rob Holman leads the team in being hit by the pitch, but Hedela's had a few himself. And the throw over to second, back in is Palowitz. Braden Gregg looks in for the sign. He looks over to second. Now he delivers. And ground ball foul down the third baseline. A ball and two strikes.
I'm a little like just
Greg shakes off a sign. Looks at second. And the 1-2 pitch. Bounced in the dirt right at the plate. Counts even at 2-2. Logan Hedela with his pink bat. And the pitch. That's down low. The count is now full. Braden Gregg looks in. And now delivers. Line shot right into the glove of the shortstop, who takes it himself for the double play. So all of a sudden there are two down with nobody on, and Chase Albright coming to the plate. And there is a strike right about at the knees. Albright batting at 136. And the pitch, curveball strike. No balls, two strikes. He has a lighter pink bat. And the 0-2 fly ball out towards right field, moving over. And making the catch out there is second baseman Toby Schaefer. Or check that, that's Milo Schaefer. And the Vikings are down. No runs, one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So we've played two and we're scoreless at Colfax High School on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th, when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
2 up in the top of the 3rd inning for the Spring Valley Cardinals are Hannock, Dykhouse, and Biggs. Jake Hannock coming to the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. And the first pitch to him. And it's a called strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike to Jake Hannock. And the 0-1. That one bounced right in front of the plate. So the count's even at 1-1. Holbein delivers. Just missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Jimmy Holbein looks in, goes into his motion and delivers. Ground ball over toward first or toward second. Cook can't get there. And Hannock is on with a single. That's going to bring up Colin Dykhouse. He grounded over to third his first time up. And the pitch, that was fouled back. So no balls and a strike, nobody out. Holbein glances over at first, now delivers, swung on a miss, throw down to second. And they can't quite hang on to the ball because it was there in time. So give Hannock a stolen base. No balls, 2 strikes to Colin Dykhouse. And the pitch, that's high for a ball. Holbein at the belt. And the pitch. That's inside for a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner on second. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Count remains 2-2. Huh? Holbein goes to the belt, looks at second and delivers. There's a fly ball out into right field. Paulus makes the catch, firing it in, but moving over to third after tagging is Hannock. So 1 out, runner on third. It's going to bring up Will Biggs. He singled to center field his last time up. He then stole second and advanced to third on a balk. And Holbein delivers. There's a strike called at the letters. Biggs knew it too. He was going to take a strike, but he saw that one. And the pitch. Fly ball out towards left field, heading back and making the catch. Out there is Palowitz. Tagging and scoring is Hannock. So credit Biggs with a sacrifice fly. That's going to bring up Mason Winger. Winger grounded to third his first time up. That pitch is outside. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on. And there's a shot out towards right field, but it went foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Or check that, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that pitch is outside. The count's even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Check swing. And Paul Osman said he did not go around when they appealed it down to him. So the count is full. There's a fly ball out into shallow center field. Falls in front of Holman. And it's a base hit for Winger. That's going to bring up Toby Schaefer. Grounded to first in his first appearance. And the pitch. That one gets passed to the screen and down to second goes Winger on the wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Spring Valley with a runner on second. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner. 1-1's the count now. And the pitch. Strike call. They say he went around that time. Ball and 2 strikes for Toby Schaefer. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. So for the Cardinals in the 3rd inning, they picked up 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's the Spring Valley Cardinals 1, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And this reminder that 3 Chippewa Valley area museums are teaming up for a new exhibit that's called the U.S. at 250. The Chippewa Area History Center in Chippewa Falls opened the exhibit last Friday with the early history of the valley up to the Civil War. Then the Chippewa Valley Museum in Eau Claire continues the exhibit beginning on May 15th with Civil War history through the early 20th century. And then that's going to be followed by Menominee's Rossback Museum with mid-20th century through the present time. If you want more information, go to the website at cvmuseum.com. That's cvmuseum.com for more information. We head into the bottom half of the third inning, and due up for the Vikings is Grant Cook, Grant DeMoe, and Rob Holman.
Let's go, Grant.
Grant Cook comes into the game batting .192. Greg delivers. There's a fly ball left field, hooking foul. He hit it a long way, but nothing more than a loud strike.
Straighten her out, buddy.
No balls and 1 strike. Braden Gregg at the belt. And the 0-1 pitch. There's a strike called. So now it's 0-2.
Let's go, Grant.
And Cook is choked up on the bat. I don't see players do that often anymore. It's a good idea, though. And that pitch is behind him.
Give him your back. Give him your back, 13.
Back into it.
And he's getting some razzing from his teammates that if he would have stuck his tush out a little bit, he'd be on first base. One ball and 2 strikes. Greg delivers. That's high for ball 2. Counts all even now at 2-2. Greg looks and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up the catcher, Grant DeMoe. DeMoe batting .188.
Let's go, Grant.
It was nice. Been spoiled. A fence chaser.
And that pitch is inside for a ball. Ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Spring Valley on top, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to DeMoe. Hard hit foul down the third baseline. One ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. DeMoe had an ocean, but it was outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. That's high for ball 3. Hitter's pitch now for Grant DeMoe. And the pitch. That's a strike called. So the count goes full. Payoff pitch. Line shot down the third baseline, fair ball. DeMoe rounds first, and he's going to hold there. But a base hit for Grant DeMoe out into left field. Takes us back to the top of the order, and Rob Holman. And Holman, last time up, grounded right over to Winger at first, who took it himself. DeMoe takes his lead. He goes, fire down to second, and in time, as second baseman Milo Schaefer couldn't hang on to the ball. The pitch was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. DeMoe takes his lead at second. Swing and a miss. He chased one low and away.
Don't help him up.
One ball and 1 strike. Curve ball, strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Curve ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher, Dykehouse, and down to third goes DeMoe. Two balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And the pitch. That's high for ball 3. Full count to Rob Holman. Braden Biggs looks over, or Braden Gregg, I should say, looks over at third and delivers. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Coach Anderson testing his soccer skills, and he missed. Trying to stop the ball with his foot. Greg shakes off a sign, and he likes that one. He delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rob Holman goes down.
Let's go, Caleb.
It's going to bring up Caleb Bailey with 2 down. Bailey drew a walk in his first appearance. He was the first base runner for the Vikings. And he took one in the shoulder. So now the Vikings have runners on the corner for Orion Nichols. Nichols went down looking. Dykehouse steps out in front of home to call the defensive plan. Vikings have runners on the corners with 2 down. Bailey's on first. DeMoe is on third. And we have time called. Nichols steps back in. Greg looks over at first. Now he looks in. Nods to that sign. And he delivers. That's high and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bailey takes his lead at first. And he goes, and no throw. So the Vikings now have 2 runners on with a 2-0 count to Orion Nichols. Orion the Mighty Hunter. And he sends one down the third baseline. He's hunting for a base hit right now. Two balls and a strike. Greg at the belt, and he delivers. That's high for ball 3. Hitter's pitch now coming for Nichols. Just in case you were curious, the wind is blowing from right to left across the field. Not quite as windy as it was yesterday, but still a steady breeze. The 3-1 pitch. That's a strike called. Count goes full. 2 runners on, 2 down. Greg delivers the payoff pitch, and that's outside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded for Jimmy Hobein. He popped out to shallow left field. It was hauled in by Hannock, the shortstop. His first time up. That pitch is low and inside. Ball almost got away from Dykehouse. Did a nice job of keeping it with him. That's a ball and no strikes. Greg delivers. High and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases are loaded. And the pitch. Inside for ball 3. Jimmy Hobein probably taking on this pitch because a walk is a run. Nowhere to put him. And the 3-0, he shows bunt. And it's a called strike. And Jimmy Hobein committed the cardinal sin. Started to go before the umpire made his call. 3 balls, 1 strike, still a hitter's pitch. With 2 down. And there's a ground ball over to short. And it gets through the shortstop. 1 runs in. Here comes the second run. As DeMoe scores. And in comes Holman. Or not Holman. Bailey. So the Vikings take it 2-1 lead. And Grant Palowitz comes to the plate. They're both unearned runs. It's Hobein's on the air. Nichols is at second. And the first pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. To Grant Palowitz, who singled his first time up. It was an infield hit to short. It was a high hopper. The 0-1 pitch, and that got him right in the side. That's going to load the bases. That's the second batter hit by the pitch for the Vikings this half inning. Logan Hedela comes to the plate with the bases full. Hedela hit a line shot. He hit it right on the beans, but right into the glove of the shortstop, Hannock. And the first pitch is a curveball strike from Braden Gregg. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Vikings have pulled ahead 2-1. And the pitch. There's a pop-up foul out of play. And that got two different vehicles. I heard the double thump. It's like a pinball machine there. Rattling off the bumpers. And in this case, it was literally off the bumpers.
Let's go, Logan.
No balls, 2 strikes to Logan Hedela. 2 down. Bases loaded. Braden Gregg looking in, shakes off a sign. Likes that one. And he delivers. That's high for a ball. Tried to get him to chase the high one that time. That was a good chase me pitch. But Hedela was not biting on that one. Ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That was down in the dirt, and it got past the catcher, but he's on it right away. Dykhouse, he blocked it and chased it down. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down.
Let's go, Logan.
Nichols is on third. Hobine's on second. Palowitz on first. And the pitch. And that's outside. So the count goes full. It's traveling time on the bases. We're going to have a lot of people running now. Braden Gregg looks in for the sign. He's at the belt. The payoff pitch. Runners go. It's high for ball 4. It's an RBI walk.
Sorry, here you go, Chase. Hi, Chase. Somewhere now.
As Nichols comes in to score. And the bases remain loaded. It's now 3-1 Vikings on top. And we're going to have a conference at the mound. As I'm sure they're just making sure that things get settled down a little bit. Vikings have Hobine on third, Palowitz at second, Hedel is on first. 2 down, 3 runs in this inning. And they've said all they wanted to say. So Chase Albright steps up to the plate. He popped out to second his last time up.
Well, that's what I thought, but I didn't know if you
In fact, that was second baseman Milo Schaefer making a diving catch out in right field.
Off and on.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Good cut.
Chase Albright, the freshman, at the plate.
He's still driving a Cushman now? No.
And the pitch. There's a ground ball over towards third. Pick up, throw over to second. It's in time.
No, he was driving
So Albright's on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And the Vikings go down, but not without picking up 3 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and 3 were left on base. We've played 3 innings, and it's the Vikings 3. A lot of 3s in this. To the Spring Valley Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
Shocking as it may seem, electricity doesn't always do what you want. When that happens to you, call Clucas Electric. Clucas Electric can take care of anything from a bad light switch, remodels, new construction, or replacing the main service on your home. Plus, Clucas Electric is now the authorized service provider for Briggs & Stratton home generators. So, for all your electrical needs, call Clucas Electric at 715-651-5064. That's Clucas Electric in Colfax.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
And we're back here at Colfax High School where the Vikings have opened up a 3-1 lead after 3 innings. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Due up for Spring Valley, Milo Schaefer, Braden Gregg, and Asher Turner. Spring Valley has 1 run on 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. Vikings 3 runs on 2 hits, and they have yet to commit an error. I hope I didn't just jinx them with that. Stepping up is Milo Schaefer. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Holbein delivers, swung on a miss for strike 1.
I don't either.
And the 0-1 pitch. That's a strike called at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. There's the pitch. Down low. A little bit inside as well. A ball and 2 strikes. That was a fastball down that time by Holbein. He winds and delivers. There's a shot out into right field, and moving over is Paulus, and he makes the catch. Grant Paulus showing some good range in right field that time. And it's going to bring up Braden Gregg. He singled his last time up to right field. Holbein delivers. And that's a strike called at the knees on the outside corner. Holbein winds and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Especially when you live here. I'm like, I would much rather live somewhere like that and then go on vacation.
Holbein looking in. Winds and fires. That's a little bit low. 1 ball, or 2 balls, 2 strikes.
1-2.
No, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's what I thought. Scoreboard had it backwards. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. DeMoe fires it down to first base to complete the strikeout. 2 down. It's going to bring up Asher Turner. Turner singled to center field his last time up. Runner, well, there's no runner. As Gregg was showing bunt. Or check that, Turner was showing bunt. Shows it again, that pitch is high. Holbein's doing what you're supposed to do. If someone shows bunt, you put it up in the strike zone. There's a pop-up, and it's out of play back behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch, that's high for ball 3. Left fielder Asher Turner. And there's a strike at the knees. So the count goes full with 2 down.
Let's go, Jimmy.
Jimmy Holbein winds and delivers. And it pops it foul out of play. But he squared the bunt. That's a strikeout. He did square the bunt. So he goes down on a strikeout. It's the only time you can go out on a foul ball is if you try to bunt it. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Vikings 3, the Spring Valley Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
It is springtime at the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax. The Concierge is a small-town decor shop that specializes in home, farmhouse, wedding, nursery, and holiday decor. The Concierge at 225 Bremer Avenue is open from 11 to 5 on Wednesdays through Fridays and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Transform your house into a home with their selection of chic home decor pieces and thoughtful gifts for every occasion. Call the Concierge at 715-704-6008. That's the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, June 8th, as the Blue Caps will take on the Rum River Rovers and the Afton Red Sox from Carson Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's vintage baseball, Monday, June 8th on NLWN-2.
And if you've never been to a vintage baseball game, they are quite the game to watch. Catch the ball on the first bounce, it's still an out, but you play without gloves, and
Let's go, buddy. Come on, bud. Let's hit
it's a very entertaining form of baseball, only it's two separate words, base-ball. It's what later became America's game, the one that we're watching right now. It evolved into that. And stepping to the plate is Grant Cook, who got things started last inning with a strikeout. That's a fly ball, left field, hooking foul. And just about put it off a bus.
Let it travel.
Wind carried it out of the fence down the left field line. And there's a strike called. That was the curveball. No balls and 2 strikes to Grant Cook. And the pitch. Outside. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. Second time Cook's gone down swinging. That's the 4th strikeout thrown by Greg. And it's going to bring up Grant DeMoe. He singled the left his last time up. Eventually came around and scored the first run for the Vikings. Pitch, swung on a miss, strike 1. Kind of jammed him with that fastball. Didn't get his arms extended real well that time. And the pitch. There's a shot out into center field for a base hit. And DeMoe is 2 for 2 today. Back to the top of the order, Rob Holman, who's 0 for 2. Grounded to first and struck out. All the damage last inning for the Vikings were unearned runs. They all happened with 2 outs. Throw over to first. And DeMoe is back in. Greg delivers. Strike call, throw it on to second. And they got in safe. That's what I was trying to say. The throw was there real close to being on time, but it's a stolen base by DeMoe. No balls and a strike to Rob Holman. DeMoe's got his lead. And the pitch. Curveball, and that's a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away.
Come on. Tag that puppy. Rob.
And the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and the throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And that actually allowed the runner, Grant DeMoe, to move over to third, so it's an error on the catcher. But 2 down, and Caleb Bailey comes to the plate. His last appearance, he was hit by the pitch. And there's a strike at the knees. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Curveball missed inside. Braden Gregg looking in. And the pitch. Curveball grounded over to short. Picked up. Throw over to first. Then it's in time. So the Vikings go down with no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. We've played 4, and it's the Vikings 3, Spring Valley Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
New construction in need of plumbing or older plumbing in need of repair, Logslet Plumbing is the one to call, just like these satisfied customers said.
They did all the plumbing in our new build from start to finish. They are dependable, honest, and easy to work with. They even give suggestions for products that are great quality but inexpensive. We put all our trust in Logslet Plumbing, and they did not disappoint.
A highly skilled plumber, I definitely recommend contacting Logslet Plumbing for any and all your plumbing needs.
So give Logslet Plumbing a call at 715-556-1673 and let Logslet Plumbing get your project flowing.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Back here at Colfax High School, Vikings on top 3-1 as we head into the 5th inning. Yeah, scoreboard still says 4th, but it's the 5th inning. And due up for the Spring Valley Cardinals are Wyatt Smith, then back to the top of the order with Jake Hannock and Colin Dykehouse. So Wyatt Smith steps to the plate. He struck out his first time up. 5 strikeouts so far for Jimmy Holbein. That first pitch is high for a ball. Holbein fires, and ground ball foul down the third baseline. Smith chased a high fastball that time and got his bat on it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holbein fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Holbein delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 at the high fastball. That's 3 in a row that Holbein has struck out. It's going to bring up Jake Hannock. He's 1 for 2. Struck out and then singled his last time up to right field. Holbein shakes off a sign. He likes that one, though. And delivers. Pop foul out of play. No balls and a strike. In the top of the 5th inning. 1 away. Holbein winds and fires. Ground ball. Played by Bailey. Throw over to first is in time. 6-3 on the putout. Brings up the catcher, Colin Dykehouse. He grounded to third and flew out to right field. So he's put the bat on the ball 2 times in a row, just right at somebody. That is fouled back into the screen. And the pitch, that's a little bit high. A ball and a strike with 2 downs. And the pitch, that's pop foul out of play. That bounced off of 2 different trucks. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball was in the dirt, but the throw down to first to finish the strikeout. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4.5, and it's the Vikings 3, the Spring Valley Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
Need a new look for your team, club, or organization? Check out the top quality work by SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax. SK Screen Printing and Embroidery can help with a wide variety of options, from shirts to sweatshirts and jackets to hats. Call SK Screen Printing and Embroidery at 715-533-1933 for all your group's apparel needs. That's SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 11th, when the Vikings take on the Shattuck Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Monday, May 11th on NLWN-TV.
And we have this partial score from the girls' softball game. They were leading 8-1 early in the game. It was like the 2nd inning or so. Our cameraman, John, got the information and came down to fill us in. And do it for the Vikings in the bottom of the 5th inning. We have Orion Nichols, Jimmy Holbein, and Grant Palowitz. So, up steps Orion Nichols. He struck out looking and drew a walk in his 2 plate appearances, so technically he's 0 for 1. There's a hard shot ball out to right field, but moving over and under it is Smith. Wyatt Smith makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Nichols hit it hard, but right at him. That'll bring up Jimmy Holbein. Grounded to short, and then got on an error by the shortstop. That drove in the first 2 runs. There's a strike on the outside corner. Brody Gregg on the mound. He's actually done a pretty impressive job on the mound. Just hasn't gotten any help. There's a strike called at the knees. A couple of curveballs in a row that time. 0-2 is the count to Jimmy Holbein. And the pitch. There's a curveball outside. One ball and two strikes. And 1-2 pitch. There's a shot over to first. Can't find it. Steps on the bag that time. Winger had a tough time finding the ball. And on the second attempt, picked it up and just barely beat Holbein to the bag. Brings up Grant Palowitz. He singled and was hit by the pitch. That pitch is low for a ball.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, I guess. I'm usually right on it.
One ball, no strikes, 2 down. And the pitch. There's a strike at the knees.
Yeah, a little longer shoulder in it, probably.
Greg fires. That one's down in the dirt. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch. There's a pop-up, foul territory, giving chase, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. On the right side, Winger, Gregg, and Dykehouse were all giving chase. Kind of fell in between the three of them. Two balls, two strikes, 2 down. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Scooped up by Schaefer. Throw to first. It's in time. So for the Vikings, nothing across, and we're score of the Vikings 3-1 over the Cardinals on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Monday, May 11th, when the Vikings take on the Shattuck Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Monday, May 11th on NLWN-TV.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
So we head to the 6th with the Vikings on top 3-1. Due up for the Spring Valley Cardinals, Will Biggs, Mason Winger, and Toby Schaefer. So Big steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1. First appearance, he singled to center field, ended up stranded on third. Then second time at the plate, he had a sacrifice fly to left, which scored a run. Scored Hannock. And that pitch is a strike called on the outside corner fastball that time by Jimmy Holbein. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. The count is now 0-2. Holbein looks in. The wind and the pitch. Ball back into the screen. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. One away. That's strikeout number 7. No, check that. Strikeout number 8 for Jimmy Holbein. Curveball outside for ball 1 to Mason Winger. Winger is 1 for 2. Grounded to third and single to center. There's a ground ball back to Holbein at first. Throw over to first. It's in time. 2 down. Brings up Toby Schaefer. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to first and struck out looking. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strike called at the letters. Toby Schaefer, a nice tall kid, which gives Jimmy Holbein a little bit of an advantage, bigger strike zone to work with. And there's a ground ball foul down the right side. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. So the Spring Valley Cardinals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we've completed 5.5, and it's the Vikings 3, Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
You too can help support Colfax School Athletics. Simply join us at the Colfax School Athletic Booster Club. The Booster Club is committed to create an environment that inspires student athletes, coaches, parents, and the community to come together and create a positive and spirited atmosphere. As a member, you'll have the opportunity to plan and participate in exciting club activities like next year's Viking Gala. The Colfax Booster Club meets on the 2nd Wednesday of every month at the Viking Bowl. Come and check us out.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat.
Sixth inning here, and the Vikings are on top 3-1 over the Spring Valley Cardinals.
Yeah, a couple more.
Braden Gregg back on the mound for the Cardinals. He's actually pitched a really good game. He just got no help at all in the 3rd inning.
All right, let's go, Logan.
Gave up 3 unearned runs. And that's the story of the game. Due up for the Vikings this half inning, we have Logan Hedela, followed by Chase Albright and Grant Cook. Hedela is 0 for 1, lined to the shortstop, lined into a double play by the shortstop. And there's a strike at the knees. He also drew an RBI walk.
Let's go, Logan. Good leave.
And the pitch. Curveball high.
Yeah, there's
A ball and a strike.
Yum, yum. Let's do it.
And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt outside. 2 balls and a strike. Greg delivers. Chopper foul at the plate. Nice snag that time by Larry Osman, the umpire. Showed the quick hands that he has.
It's supposed to be a bit cooler Sunday, isn't it? 56 here.
Freaking cold being water.
Greg delivers inside. And Logan caught some razzing from his teammates, thinking that he should have taken that one.
The temperature range will feel like 30 to 40.
Full count now to Hidala.
Yeah.
Pick a different weekend.
And the pitch. Ground ball over to third. And it gets past the third baseman. Hidala's on an error by Boone. And we're going to get a pinch runner for Hidala. I'm looking to see who's coming out. I think it's Beekner. Owen Beekner, I think. Yes, that's who came out there. So Owen Beekner is running for Logan Hidala at first. Nobody out. Chase Albright at the plate. Albright popped to second and grounded into a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2 and fouls that one back into the screen.
Come on, Chase.
You go 3.
No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Strike called. Throw it down to second. And he's safe at second. Beekner steals second. Pitch was called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a soft liner out into left field. Falls in for a base hit. Beekner is going to hold at third. And Albright singles.
We got some guys out there now.
Come on, lean into one.
Come on, Cookie.
That's going to bring up Grant Cook. He's due. Struck out twice.
Straighten this one out, Cookie.
And we're going to get a conference on the mound. With runners on the corners. And we're going to get a pitching change. So while we have this pitching change, we'll take this time out on NLWN-TV.
I'm serious, man. I actually got better when I'm on it. If anything, I'm more careful. It just helps me focus. It just helps me focus, you know?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Oh, right. Look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We're back here at Colfax. New pitcher is Jake Hannock on the mound. And at the plate for the Vikings is Grant Cook. Throw over to third and back in time. Runner held at first. As Beekner dove back in. Hannock looks at third and delivers. Strike called. Down to second goes Albright. The numbers for Greg, he went 5+ innings, gave up 3 runs, none of which were earned, on 3 hits, walked 1, and 5 strikeouts.
Everybody's got to run.
Make him pay, Grant. Grant, say hi here. Here we go. Go, Grant. You can pay for that. Like last time.
And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. A ball and no strikes. Jake Hannock on the mound. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. That one hit a car pretty good. There might be a dent on that one. Hannock comes into the game with a 4.20 earned run average. And that pitch is outside, curveball missed. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at second and third for the Vikings. They're up 3-1. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Moving over, left fielder Turner makes the catch. Runner tags and comes in to score. So it's a sacrifice fly to left by Grant Cook. And it brings in Beekner to score a run. Chase Albright stays at second. And Grant DeMoe steps to the plate. He's 2 for 2.
Let's go, Rob. Go, Rob.
1 out. Vikings now up 4-1. And there's a ground ball right up the middle into center field. Rounding third and holding there is Chase Albright. And the bases are now loaded.
All right, Caleb. Keep it rolling.
Be a hero. Bring him in.
Here you go, Bailey. Base hit.
And the pitch, ground ball, foul down the first base line. I don't know what I was seeing, but Grant Cook was safe at first when he hit the ball. I must have been thinking of that vintage baseball where they caught it on the bounce. Anyway, the bases are loaded with one out. And that pitch was inside for ball one. One ball, one strike, one out. And that pitch is high. Caleb Bailey at the plate.
Do damage on Bailey. Let's see, kid.
Make a pitch to you.
And it's down low for an RBI walk.
Now it's time to wrap one in a hole. Bring in a couple.
Let's go, Ted.
Come on, Ted.
And that brings in Chase Albright. So we have Cook on third, Holman at first, Bailey at, or Cook at third, Holman at second, Bailey at first, Ryan Nichols at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Andrew a walk. And the pitch is down low. It's now 5-1. Vikings on top. And the pitch. There's a strike called. 2 balls and a strike to Ryan Nichols. Wind still blowing across to left field. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's all right, Orion, you got it.
Grant Cook coming quite a ways down the line. With his secondary lead at third. And the pitch, that's down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nowhere to put them. 1 out. And there's a ground ball down the first base line. Picked up, throw to the plate, not in time. So give Nichols a fielder's choice. As he gets an RBI. As Cook comes in to score. And we have Holman at third. Bailey at second, Nichols at first, Jimmy Hobine steps to the plate. Vikings on top 6-1, and he fouls that one back into the screen. Viking bats have started to wake up a little bit. Hobine's 0 for 3, so he's due. Hannock delivers. That one's down in the dirt. Hannock delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. There's a ball and 2 strikes.
Here you go, Jimmy. Ball play.
Hannock at the belt, and he delivers. Foul back into the screen. Count holds at 1 and 2. 6-1, Vikings on top. Looking for victory number 3 of the season. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called.
It's all right.
Come on, Grant.
Let's go, Grant.
So 2 down. That's going to bring up Grant Palowitz. Palowitz is 1 for 2. Singled, grounded to second, and he was also hit by the pitch. Bases are still loaded. There's a strike on the inside edge. No balls and a strike. No balls and a strike. Hannock delivers. There's a soft liner out into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Biggs. So, for the Vikings, they do pick up 3 more runs on 3 hits. And there were no errors, and the bases were left loaded. So, we have played 6 innings, Vikings 6, Spring Valley Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
Bowling, America's pastime. From enjoying family fun to participating in a league, bowling is a central part of our culture. Let Viking Bowl and Lounge help you introduce bowling to your family. They offer a full menu, as well as drinks and activities to please all ages. That's the Viking Bowl and Lounge on Main Street in Colfax. Call 715-962-3252.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
Back here at Colfax High School, the Lee Bierquist Athletic Complex. We're on the baseball diamond. Big track meet going on over on the track. Girls softball game has concluded. I am quite sure the Vikings won that game, but I don't know the final score. Due up in the top of the 7th inning. By the way, Jimmy Holbein trying to get a complete game today. Milo Schaefer, he's 0 for 2, is at the plate, and the first pitch is a called strike at the letters. Holbein winds and fires. Fastball, strike 2 call.
Go, Jimmy.
Here's the pitch. Just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Holbein delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 11 for Jimmy Holbein. It's going to bring up Braden Gregg, who is now the first baseman. Gregg's 0 for 2. Or check that, 1 for 2. Singled to right and struck out. First pitch was a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball down low. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's consistent. A couple of wins.
And that one's outside. Couple shout-outs to give. Our buddy Dan out in Wyoming, as well as Shauna in Eau Claire. Tuning in. There's a pop foul. That's out of play.
Jimmy.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a line shot out into right field, but right at Paulus. He only had to move a couple of steps. Two down, and Asher Turner represents the last chance for the Spring Valley Cardinals. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. There's a pop-up. Nichols moving over in foul territory, and he makes the catch. And the Vikings come away winners by the score of 6-1. And we'll have all the totals for you coming up right after this timeout when we get to Viking Download on NLWN-TV.
Cardinal Glass in Menominee is leading the industry in the development of residential glass for windows and doors. At Cardinal, we try to maintain a clear vision, design, and fabricate the most advanced residential glass products in the industry. Whether it's with insulating glass, coated, laminated, tempered, or regular float glass, our goal is to turn fresh research and development ideas into useful products that regular homeowners can use. Cardinal Glass in Menominee makes sure it is all designed to provide the latest in applied glass science. That's Cardinal Glass, 2200 Stocky Parkway in Menominee, proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Colfax Vikings roar, we'll rise up high. With every base we touch the sky. Singles, doubles, triples.
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned! Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
We'll always elevate.
Gerald the Fish. What about like Joaquin Bartholomew? Joaquin Bartholomew. Yeah. See ya. See ya. Joaquin Bartholomew. What? How did you think of that? I have no idea. Since we gave him that title, he should honestly be the king of the pond. King of the pond. Yeah. He's out there somewhere. For real. You want this one? Oh, yeah. Nice. All right.
Time now for Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Colfax High School with the Vikings picking up their 3rd victory of the season as they defeat the Spring Valley Cardinals 6-1. Moving the Viking record to 3-7 on the season. The Cardinals go to 4-8. The winning pitcher in tonight's game was Jimmy Holbein. He went the distance, 7 innings, struck out 11, and walked only 2. Gave up 5 hits. The 1 run was an earned run. And pretty good performance that time by Jimmy Holbein. He was pretty efficient. The Vikings picked up 6 runs on 6 hits. They committed no errors. And the losing pitcher tonight was Braden Gregg, who went 5+ innings, gave up 3 runs, none of which were earned. And then Jake Hannett came in and gave up the other, well, actually, 5 runs are going to be charged to Gregg, and one of them was an earned run. So he had a good night pitching, just not a whole lot of support from his teammates. Committed some errors at unfortunate times. Let's put it that way. Vikings played a clean game in the field, and that makes a huge difference because it allowed Jimmy Hobein to be efficient on the mound, which he was. He faced 26 batters in the 7 innings that he pitched. That's a pretty good, that's less than 4 per inning. And he took full advantage of that and had an efficient day on the mound. Vikings didn't necessarily really light it up with the bat today, but they did take advantage of putting runners on base, either with base on balls, or there were a couple of errors that occurred, some batters that were hit by the pitch, and those also came around and hurt the Cardinals. We'll have Viking coach Ben Anderson coming over to talk with us in just a couple minutes, and we will take a short time out as we wait for him on NLWN-TV.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so big. Yeah.
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love, your mind.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 13th, when the Cavaliers take on the Beef River Bullfrogs. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at 6:30. That's Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, May 13th on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings came away 6-1 winnings over the Spring Valley Cardinals. And joining us right now is Viking coach Ben Anderson. And hey, congratulations, win number 3 on the season.
Yeah, that was a big win for us. Team that was a game or 2 ahead of us in the standings, and we got a great performance out of Jimmy pitching it on the mound, and we needed a W. We got seedings coming up in a week and a half or so, or a little more than that, and we need to stack together a couple wins so we got some reason to fight.
And the boys did. They reacted really well. clean day in the field. I don't have an error recorded.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's we talked about that out there. That like we finally put a game together for us. We didn't hit the ball as well as I'd like us to see us hit, but we got what we needed.
And I was making the comment about that as well. Yes, you didn't hit it super well yet. I had 6 hits for you guys. But you also took advantage of the walks that you got. You didn't get a ton of them, but the ones you got came at really critical times. And you had a couple batters get hit by the pitch. There were a couple of errors that got made that you took advantage of. So I guess opportunistic would be a good word.
Yeah, we got, I think, probably 5 stolen bases, which was huge for us as well. Keeps us out of that easy out and puts a guy into scoring position right away. So, that was the thing. We kind of got the stuff, the few hits that we needed, the few things. We had a couple 1, 2, 3 innings, on a pitcher that we can hit the ball on, and sometimes we struggle with those guys like that. So it's but I think Grant DeMoe had 2 or 3 hits. He really had a good night, and a couple other guys really fought hard and put the ball in play, if nothing else. So
now the thing without committing any errors in the field allowed Jimmy Hobein to be as efficient as he was on the mound. He faced 26 batters.
That's what it was, 26,
and, threw the lineup twice and almost 3 times.
Yeah.
And so a pitcher going the distance in a high school baseball game is really rare, and to do it only facing 26 batters, that's in a 7-inning game, that's less than 4 per inning.
Yeah, that's huge for us, right? And that's the no errors. Like that's the thing that has killed us all year is we get 1 or 2 errors, and then our pitcher's got to throw 10 or 15 or 20 more pitches every inning, and guys behind him did it. He also threw strikes when needed to. We've talked about this, that when you get to 7, 8, 9 hitters, we can't fall behind 2-0, 3-0, and then come all the way back and then get them out, right? And he did fantastic with that. He went right at him. We went into that last inning. We had Caleb ready to go if we needed it, but we didn't want to, and we told him he got 14 pitches, and he was at 99. He could have finished. He could have finished the guy for sure, but he was on his last batter right there, and did phenomenal for us.
Well, if you're on the last batter, you might as well end the game, right?
I'll take it. Well, a lot less stress. That hasn't been the name of the game for us for sure. So.
All right, you have a very rare Saturday game coming up. What do we know?
Tough one against.
Handled by the Buffaloes before, but you're going down to their place.
Maybe we'll switch it up a little bit. Yeah, no, good team. Definitely got beat up pretty good on last time, but that's not. We didn't play the way we were supposed to. So hopefully we can grow off this, and I know Mondovi puts the ball in play. They hit it hard. So we're going to be, Caleb's probably going to run for us for a little ways, and we're going to be down a couple pitchers. We got a kid missing the game on Saturday, so that's going to be tough for us, down a pitcher and stuff. So, but we'll go down, we'll fight, we'll battle. Then we got a couple games next week, so let's.
In fact, our next one with you will be next Monday with the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs.
Yeah,
and that's
awesome.
One I know that you felt like when you played them up there and lost by a run up there,
had a chance.
That was right there for you guys to take. And
100%. Yep, that's a team that we. It's one that's been circled on my calendar for a little while. That's a team that we can hang with, and they're right with us. If we play the way we did tonight, we can walk away with the W then too. So.
Well, Ben, congratulations on the win tonight, and we'll be back with more Viking Download right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
And we're back here at Colfax High School with more Viking Download as the Vikings come away 6-1 winners over the Spring Valley Cardinals. Vikings have 6 runs on 6 hits. They committed no errors. Cardinals 1 run, 5 hits. They committed 2 errors. The winning pitcher was Jimmy Hobein. He went the distance giving up 1 run in 7 innings, struck out 11, and walked only 2. Losing pitcher, Braden Gregg, and he went 5+ innings. Want to remind you that the Vikings will play their next game on Saturday, as we were just talking with Coach Anderson about, when they travel to Mondovi to face the Buffaloes. We are not carrying that game, but be sure to join us here on NLWN-TV on Monday, when the Vikings will be hosting the Shatek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. Bullpen show begins at 4:30, followed by live play-by-play action. The Viking girls softball team, their next game will be on Monday, when they also will be hosting the Shatek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. First pitch in that one is at 5 o'clock. The Viking boys and girls track teams will compete tomorrow at the 7-team Shatek Weyerhaeuser Invitational at Shatek High School. First events will begin at 4 p.m. Also, make sure to join us on NLWN-TV on Wednesday the 13th as we bring you Eau Claire Cavaliers when they try to get back on the winning track by hosting the Beef River Bullfrogs from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The In the Dugout show will begin at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 13th, right here on NLWN-TV. Also, be sure to join us on Monday, June 8th on NLWN-2 as we bring you vintage baseball featuring the Menominee Blue Caps. The Blue Caps will be hosting the Rum River Rovers and the Afton Red Sox from Carson Park. Coverage begins on June 8th at 7 p.m. on our sister station, that's NLWN-2. Tonight's Colfax Viking baseball game has been brought to you by American Yard Restoration, Anderson Bridges, Cardinal Glass and Menominee, the Chippewa Valley Museum, the Colfax High School Booster Club, the Concierge Home Decor and more, Dairy State Bank, Clucas Electric, Logslet Plumbing, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, SK Screen Printing and Embroidery, and the Viking Bowl in Colfax. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking baseball right here on NLWN-TV. So for John Fellens on the camera and Kaylin Olson on the computer, I'm Rick Olson. That final score once again, Vikings are winners, 6-1 over the Spring Valley Cardinals. And you've been tuned to Viking Download on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.
The sun's out high, hear the crowds roar. Colfax boys stepping up, ready to soar. Colfax Viking High, where the spirit ignites. Baseball dreams painted in red and white lights. Local boys in their caps, hustling for the thrill. America's game, oh what a beautiful chill. Yeah, swing it, toss it, here comes the pitch. Boys in the field gotta make that switch. Bringing pride to our streets, we're ready.